What if improving your memory did not require a prescription, an expensive protocol, or hours of effort every day? What if 9 simple daily habits, most of which take less than 20 minutes combined, could measurably sharpen your thinking, protect your memory, and reverse the cognitive decline most adults over 40 simply accept as inevitable? In this video, I am going to walk you through exactly those 9 habits, backed by clinical research, explained in plain language, and practical enough to start today. Not next Monday. Not after you feel ready. Today. Here is something the research makes very clear. Your brain is not a fixed organ that simply declines with age. It has a property called neuroplasticity, the ability to form new connections, strengthen existing ones, and adapt in response to what you repeatedly do. A landmark review published in Nature Reviews Neuroscience confirmed that consistent daily behaviors are among the most powerful drivers of neuroplasticity in adults, more powerful, in many cases, than supplementation alone. This means every habit I am about to share is not just a lifestyle suggestion. It is a direct input into your brain's biological maintenance and repair system. The key word is daily. These habits only work through consistency. Habit 1: a 20-minute walk before you look at your phone. This single habit has more clinical evidence behind it than almost any supplement on the market. Morning physical movement raises BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, the protein your brain uses to grow new neural connections and maintain existing ones. A study from the University of British Columbia found that regular aerobic exercise measurably increased hippocampal volume, the hippocampus being the brain region most directly responsible for memory formation, in adults over 50. 20 minutes. Before screens. Every morning. That is all this habit requires. Habit 2: eat protein at breakfast, not just carbohydrates. Your brain synthesizes neurotransmitters, including dopamine and acetylcholine, the chemicals that govern focus and memory, from amino acids. Amino acids come from protein. If your breakfast is primarily carbohydrate-based, bread, cereal, pastries, your brain starts the day without the raw materials it needs to produce clear, focused thinking. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a protein shake, any of these shifts your neurological starting point for the entire day. This is not a diet tip. It is brain chemistry. Habit 3: drink 500 milliliters of water before your first coffee or tea. Your brain is approximately 75% water. After 7 to 8 hours of sleep without any fluid intake, you wake up in a state of mild dehydration every single morning. Research shows that even mild dehydration, as little as 1 to 2%, measurably reduces memory performance, slows reaction time, and increases the perception of mental effort. The coffee you drink first thing in the morning is a diuretic, meaning it increases fluid loss. If you drink it before rehydrating, you are compounding the dehydration your brain is already experiencing. Water first. Always. Habit 4: single task, deliberately and consistently. Multitasking feels productive. The research says otherwise. A Stanford University study found that people who regularly multitask are actually worse at filtering irrelevant information, worse at memory recall, and worse at switching between tasks than people who focus on one thing at a time. Every time you switch between tasks, your brain incurs what researchers call a switching cost, a measurable reduction in cognitive efficiency that compounds over a full day of task switching. For adults over 40, whose synaptic efficiency is already naturally declining, the cost of multitasking is significantly higher than it was at 25. One task. Complete it. Then move to the next. Habit 5: read something that requires genuine concentration for 20 minutes every day. Not social media. Not news headlines. A book, a long article, or anything that requires sustained, linear attention. Reading activates more regions of your brain simultaneously than almost any other common daily activity: language processing, visual cortex, memory retrieval, and analytical reasoning all engage together. A study published in Neurology found that adults who engaged in mentally stimulating reading activities throughout their lives showed significantly slower rates of cognitive decline in later years. 20 minutes of real reading per day is one of the most cost-effective brain maintenance habits available to anyone. Habit 6: a daily stress reduction practice of at least 10 minutes. This is not optional for brain health after 40. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, your primary stress hormone, and sustained high cortisol levels have been shown in multiple studies to physically shrink the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory formation and spatial navigation. A study published in the Journal of Neuroscience found that even moderate chronic stress accelerated hippocampal volume loss in middle-aged adults. 10 minutes of deep breathing, meditation, quiet walking, or any activity that measurably lowers your stress response protects the structural integrity of your memory center. Every single day. Habit 7. Consistent sleep and wake times, every day including weekends. Not just duration, consistency. Research from the University of Michigan found that irregular sleep timing, going to bed and waking at different times on weekends versus weekdays, was independently associated with poorer memory performance and higher levels of inflammatory markers in adults. Your brain consolidates memories almost entirely during deep sleep stages 3 and 4. Irregular timing disrupts the architecture of those stages even when total sleep hours are adequate. Pick a sleep time and a wake time. Protect them like appointments. Your memory depends on them. Habit 8. 1 meaningful social interaction every day. This one surprises most people, but the research is consistent. A Harvard study following adults over decades found that the quality of social connections was one of the strongest predictors of cognitive health in later life, stronger, in some analyses, than diet or exercise alone. Social interaction simultaneously engages memory recall, language processing, emotional regulation, and attention, giving your brain a comprehensive workout that no single cognitive exercise replicates. A phone call or real conversation, time with a friend or family member. 1 per day. It is both the most human and most evidence-backed habit on this list. Habit 9. Support your brain with targeted nutrition, consistently. The 8 habits I have covered address lifestyle, movement, sleep, stress, hydration, focus, and connection. But your brain also requires specific structural and chemical raw materials to function optimally after 40, and materials that become progressively harder to get in therapeutic amounts from food alone as we age. DHA omega-3, phosphatidylserine, bacopa monnieri, and ceticoline are the 4 nutrients with the strongest clinical evidence for supporting the exact biological processes we have discussed throughout this video: synaptic maintenance, neurotransmitter production, and neuroinflammation reduction. Getting all 4 at clinical dosages from food is essentially impossible, which is why a quality supplement becomes a practical part of the picture. One product that combines all 4 at transparent, clinical dosages is Advanced Memory Formula. I have linked it in the description below. Let me give you the complete list one more time so you have it clearly. Habit 1. Morning walk before screens. Habit 2. Protein at breakfast. Habit 3. Water before caffeine. Habit 4. Single task deliberately. Habit 5. 20 minutes of real reading. Habit 6. 10 minutes of stress reduction daily. Habit 7. Consistent sleep and wake times. Habit 8. 1 meaningful social interaction. Habit 9. Targeted nutritional support. 9 habits. Most of them free. All of them backed by research. Start with the one that feels most achievable today, and add 1 more each week until all 9 are part of your daily life. If this was useful, please subscribe. I publish brain health research every Tuesday in plain language. The Advanced Memory Formula link is in the description. See you next Tuesday.